And now guys, it's time to do the review of this guy here, Deadpool 2.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality.
Whose balls did I have to fondle to get my very own movie?
So first off guys, what we're going to show you is the accessories for stuff that you get. We'll start off with the hands. A fine selection of hands here, done in great detail. To give them many different poses that you can have them in. I mean, the amount of poses that you can put them in with these different hands is going to be phenomenal. You know, your gun grabbing hands, pretty much both the same on both the things. You've got your left and right, and as well as anything, you've got the hands for grabbing the swords, the katanas. You have the pointing finger. You know, so that's there. And the only one I'm sort of wishing was there was the bird finger. You know, that's the only one really for me that's missing from that lot. Yeah, would be to see the bird finger, because that would be pretty damn good to have that one in there. But there you go, and that's the hands that you're getting with it. So we'll move on to the next accessory. Next you have all the eyes. I'm not going to try and get those out guys, because it's going to be me trying to hold them in my fingers, because they are very small, even though they look quite big there. But you can see a whole range of different eyes, again, to give them so many different expressions. With those lot, you've also got a couple of eyes that's already in there, but you can see, like, they're just, you're going to get so many different looks from this one thing. It is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So you guys, that's all the eyes that you get there. Next we have this little knife, or not so little knife. This time though, this thing is plastic, but still the end of it is bloody sharp. I mean, that would, with enough little bit of pressure, would go through your skin, so you have to be very careful with that. Yeah, but beautiful amount of detail on it. Wonderful looking piece. Right, just a shame it's not die cast, but it is sharp at the very end, the very tip. Then we have this little sort of, I guess it'd be like a shuriken style thing, or shuriken, or whatever you would name it as, like a little throwing. I think there's two of these. I'm only getting the one out because obviously they're both exactly the same. You can see they're very small, but still quite detailed, still quite sort of sharp to the end of it. And you get two of those. And of course we have these two guns, which I've got again, just one here, which I've slid back. I think to reveal that inside there you do have the bullet, which is one of the great things that they do with these types of thing. They put the sliding thing in it. Chances are that'll come out at the bottom as well. I will show you that in a second if it does. Just I'm trying to hold this with one hand. You can see again, incredible levels of detail to it. So now you can see I've actually took it out the bottom, so it shows that when you are seeing the bullet's not just the one that's actually in there, it's actually in the magazine itself. As you can see, straight through it, out to there, and here we go. See, there's the bullet, and there's the magazine that goes inside. And once you put it in place, you can see the bullet ready to be loaded in with the cocking action there. Fantastic way to work that. Love the way they do that type of thing. It's just amazing, and amazing levels of detail on the gun. And then of course we have the collar that he wore during the prison scene to stop him from having these regenerative abilities and what have you. So that's there. Again, it's probably another thing that I won't use, but at least you do have it for those that want to be able to pose with it on. For me, I'm not going to need it, but it's still damn good to know it's there if you want to. And then we have his stiletto boots that he wore in certain scene in the movie. So again, if you want to recreate that scene, you can. Just do put them in there. There is 2 of them. Obviously I'll not be using them. I've got no reason to use them ones, but it's good to know they're there in case you wanted to. And again, the level of detail's fine. Hole there for the peg to go into, spot on. And as per the norm with Hot Toys, they have a couple of spare wrist pegs, which again I would reiterate this over and over, you know, because I don't think it can be said enough, and I'd like to get other people behind us that do reviews that maybe get more followers to do the same thing, you know, maybe to D-Night333 and get him to help out. I think these should be in every set of hands. They're not as if these are going to be expensive as hell to make, and I think they should be in every set of hands you get, you know, because of how hard they are to get in and out at times, and that you've got to constantly sort of heat your figure up, which I don't like the idea of having to keep on heating them up in order to think, because I think it'll break them down over a period of time. But at least you get spare ones, so that's good. And of course we have this guy, the unicorn. Again, something I doubt I'll end up using with him, but for those that weren't it, it's there. You know, it's got his unicorn. There we go, guys. For those that want it, you get it with it. And then of course we have his trainee vest, which again, great stitching, great work putting it together, looks spot on. Trainee written on the back. Yeah, for those that want it, it'll look absolutely brilliant on them. Me personally, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll put them in it every now and again, but I doubt I'll use it that often again. But you've got it and it's there. So pretty cool.
I do this the old-fashioned way, with 2 swords and maximum effort.
Then we have swords. And also, I've got one of the swords out right now. It's actually in my mouth, so I can show you it in a second. We can see the level of details on there. It actually has got something written on the top of there. Don't know if my mobile will pick it up. There is actually something written on top there. So I take it's going to be something written on the thingy, the other one. And this one, thankfully, is actually magnetic. It's got a magnet on the back of them, and it just magnetizes to it and sticks to it, and that's it. There's no sort of trying to fix it on in any way. Just clips on, boom, done. Pretty cool. Then we've got this one. I don't know if we're going to get this to hold me. I'll see if I can get the thing in my hand first, and then maybe it'll hold me a bit better. There you go. Again, it's got something written on there. Excuse me, wetness on it, because I've just, like I say, I'm just getting it out of my mouth. You can see great details. You have to excuse that, I'm just trying to watch what the noise is, because the dog's down here beside us. Again, I said, yeah, this is die cast and fairly sharp, not too sharp, but fairly sharp. Yeah, but it's lovely to have it die cast on it, and it looks fantastic. Like I said before, and again, that is a screw and rod, so that you can have them in a dynamic pose if you want them in one. And excuse that, like you say, waist grabber rather than a crotch grabber, so you can put them in any sort of a dynamic pose that will allow you to grab a hold of them. Yeah. And lastly of all, there you go, the base. Pretty damn cool, pretty nice looking. I'm hoping I don't have to really use it unless of course I want to put them in a dynamic pose, which I may well do, because I do like putting some of my figures in dynamic poses. And if I want to do that, then I'm going to have to use the base, but if not, then hey, I'll try and stand him without his base. But it's got a pretty damn good base, quite happy with that. Now we'll go on to see the main character himself.
You may be wondering why the red suit. Well, that's so bad guys can't see me bleed.
And there we go, guys, there he is in all his glory. I'm sorry you're going to be able to see the ring light in the background, and you can see all my detail lights on this side here. This is all my detail lights in the background and my ring light that I use for doing these reviews nowadays. You can see there, look, if I can get that bit. There we go.
Oh, there's the money shot, baby.
And you can see sort of bone structure. It's just one set of eyes in there at the minute. Yeah, I've got the tool to get them out with, but the chances are you can probably use your fingernails more than likely to get them out and change them over. But I think the head sculpt's pretty damn good. The neck area is damn good. You can see I've got these katana swords on his back already. You can see the actual lightness. I think it is amazing. I don't see anywhere for these things to go on them, so I don't really see much of a point in giving you them unless they're expecting somebody to want to use them and hold them in his hand. But really, I don't think I've ever seen anybody yet do that, you know, have them in his hand to use them. So really, they're pretty much almost like a pointless thing to be there. But somebody may want to do it one day. At least they'll have that opportunity too. Yeah, you can see just how great this figure looks. I've put his knife there where it belongs. I just think the level of details to these things from Hot Toys is absolutely outstanding, and I'm just hoping that the mechanical or cable from Toys era can even look anywhere near as good as these Hot Toys do, because this thing is just phenomenal. Yeah, they look brilliant, they do such a great level of detail. Sometimes some of the posability can be pretty bad in them, only because of the type of material that you use can get bunched up in places, and you don't want to ruin them, you don't want to stretch them too far. This one looks like it could be not too bad compared to a lot of others, but again, that's why a lot of people have them in museum style poses. You know, I don't really want to use museum style poses for stuff. That's why I prefer them to find some sort of material that looks how it's supposed to. I mean, you think with your own clothes bunches up and thingies, but these things can really sort of can end up looking pretty bad after a while. Hopefully this one should be fine and still look amazing after a good period of time. I mean, look at that. Whoop. Stay up, standing up, boy. He doesn't want to stay standing up now. I've moved him a bit. See if we can get him to stand up on his own. There you go, I've got him again. You can even see the ear there on it. That's how much level of detail they go into with these head sculpts and that. Even though you can't see him, you can still see Deadpool, because of the fact you can see the ears, you can see the chin, jawline, the cheekbone, nose, all that stuff's there. You know, the levels of details and what they do with the uniform, it's just incredible. I mean, it really is incredible what they do and how they're doing it.
Oh, I'm touching myself tonight.
And you can see there, look at the back end, how it sort of can affect it. You know, that's the way it's been from scratch in there. So it's bunched up and it's looking pretty funny. You know, you've got this joints here already that I haven't even moved yet. I haven't moved any of the joints. I haven't seen what range of articulation they've got. But already you can see how the uniform can start to crease and bend and everything. It's just luckily you don't usually see them from behind, you normally see them from the front. So it's the front end that you're going to be wanting. Just keep looking pretty good. Yeah, but there you go. That is Deadpool. I can't wait to get him in a detolf with cable. I think he's going to look outstanding, and I don't know what pose to put him in. Maybe some of you guys can tell us what poses you like, or even maybe on my Facebook page show us some of the poses that you've got yours in if you've got this character, so I can see what I fancy doing with mine. Anyway guys, that's my review. I think he's outstanding. I think it's so much better. I mean, I do have a sideshow one and I was so disappointed in that one. I mean, I really was. And
Fake laugh, hiding real pain.
I've still happen to have it. So maybe what I will do is do a comparison video if you want to see that. I can do a comparison video of the two and the sideshow piece up against this, basically Deadpool 2, you know, and show you what the difference is in them and what the difference is in some of the stuff you get with them and that, and just see how much better Hot Toys do than some of the sideshow stuff. Though sideshow do them a lot cheaper, and I think that's this type of thing is where you can tell it's in the actual uniform and that. But guys, if you want to see that, just let us know in the comments below and I will do that for you while I've still got them, because eventually I will try and get rid of them, because I just don't like the sideshow one at all. So I will probably either put them up for trade or for sale. So if there's anybody is interested in the sideshow one, when I show you the comparison, then by all means just hit us up and we'll sort something out. But if not guys, there you go. This is a Deadpool 2. I think he's a wicked ass looking one. And I will catch you in the next review, which will probably be Cable.
Bad Wolf. The Big Bad Wolf.